What do you guys think I should name this vine? Thinking of giving it a more feminine name? Comment down below what you guys think I should name this plant. Hey guys, it's Taivy and welcome back to my channel. Today's video topic is super new and super different. A lot of you guys may or may not know this. I don't think I've ever really mentioned it on my channel before, but I am a brand new plant mom. This is something that just kind of happened over time, but I actually have a couple of plants in my house, and in front of me are two of my own plants, but I have other plants in this house that belongs to my mom. We just started growing plants over the past maybe 2 or 3 years, and it's become not only a hobby but a real passion of mine, like something I really like doing. I kind of started growing my own plants maybe a year ago, and reason being is because when I get my own place, I want to bring my plant babies with me. So I figured I'd give myself some time to learn how to take care of them and get used to taking care of indoor plants because I want to have so many more. I was on Pinterest and there's just so many different like indoor plant rooms and greenhouse ideas that are so aesthetically pleasing. One day I would love to have an entire courtyard or greenhouse that I can tend to in like a Mediterranean style home or something. I love seeing other people's indoor plants. Now I'm telling you guys about my little plant collection. It's very small and modest. I am a new plant mom and I'm gonna be asking for your guys' help on keeping my little babies alive, and I want to show you guys the other plants that are inside my house. First, I want to give you guys a quick tour of the plants inside my house. We're gonna watch that footage first, and then you guys are gonna come back and I'm gonna talk to you guys about the two plants that I have in front of me. This is one of my mom's plants, this huge tree. It's a tropical plant, so it's also indoors. So we love our indoor plants. We have some other plants here. My mom cut down huge dumb cane, so we're trying to root some more, and we're just gonna give these away. We love, love, love our house plants. This is my mom's other plant. It's a vine plant. So you guys just saw the huge tropical plant that my mom has. She actually had gotten that from my grandmother, where those plants can regrow themselves, which is awesome. You just have to cut them in the right spot at the right time. You have to watch it carefully. When it's grown enough, you can cut off one of their limbs and reroot it, and then you can get another tree from that. So the reason I'm not sure if I still want one of those when I move is because while they're low maintenance, they can grow to be mega huge with direct sunlight because they are tropical plants. They don't need as much water, so they're very easy to take care of, but they can grow to be humongous, and that can be kind of tiring to like down and split up because you will have to keep dividing the plant and sprouting new ones. My mom has had to split that plant up twice so far in the 3 years that she had it because it grew to be massive, like touching the ceiling. That's how tall that plant has gotten. She's gifted rerooted plants to the neighbors, so that it goes a long way, you know. Okay, so I wanted to first tell you guys all about my plant mom journey and how it all started. Back in 2019, I was a junior in college, and the dorms gave us wildflower seeds to take home to plant and everything for the spring semester. I remember planting a wildflower. It was growing so fast. It was still in the germination, and I forget what that period's called. It was still growing like little sprouts, green sprouts. And I went home back to Long Island after my semester was over, but I was in such a rush that I completely forgot about my plant in the window in my dorm. And it wasn't until I arrived home, over an hour drive later, in front of my house, I realized I left my plant in my dorm room. And I cried because I spent so much time watering the plant and helping it live, and I felt like, wow, I'm really capable of like growing something. And I remember feeling so bad, and I came home and I told my mom, I was like, Mom, I killed my plant, they're not gonna take care of it, something's gonna happen, the cleaners are gonna come in, they're most likely gonna throw out my plant. I felt so bad. And my mom, like, she understood. She was just like, all right, like, she felt bad for me. And so then I kind of like made it her problem, and I was like, Mom, like, can you take me to the store to give me some seeds so I can try again? Like, I really hate the fact that I couldn't bring my plant home, and I was so distraught out about it. Like, it actually bothered me. Which brings me to this plant over here. Over here is my baby plant. It's a vine. It's been growing a lot. It's hard to tell, but this plant is definitely ready to be put in soil and to be put in a big basket, but I haven't purchased a basket for this plant yet. You guys just saw like the big plant and the vine plant that was sitting in the corner. Well, that plant actually gave me this plant here, Devil's Ivy Pothos plant. When I left my plant back at the dorm last year and I felt really bad, I asked my mom if I could have a bit of the vine plant and start growing that. So she gave me a tiny little bit of this plant. Once the vine plant had grown enough, she was able to cut it and then put it in some water so it can root for me, and that's why I have this little baby here. She's a lot longer than when she first started. I think when my mom first cut this plant, it was probably like this long, like maybe a foot. Now it's like well over 3 feet, which is amazing. But I've had this plant for about a year now. Plan was to let it grow so the roots will come through, and then I can put it in a pot and then add soil and actually keep my vine plant going. I haven't done that yet, and it's been almost a year. This was like my first plant, actually having a plant in the house. We're gonna shift over to this plant. I can't really tilt it so you guys can see. I mean, I'll show you guys pictures of it, but this is my marigold plant. His name is TJ, and I've had this plant since March of 2020. I just got these seeds from my college, and they gave us these seeds to plant for the springtime. I had no idea what the seeds were. I thought maybe it was a wildflower, and then my little bean started growing, and then I thought for a while that he was a fern, which was weird because I didn't know how to take care of a fern. And then suddenly, about 4 months after I first planted TJ, sprouts began to pop up like little bulbs for like flowers. And my friends and I were confused because we were just like, TJ is gonna be a flower? That's weird. Because we were so used to it being a fern, and I don't know how to identify plants that well, so I just assumed it was a fern and found out that it wasn't a fern. It was actually a marigold. Once the flower sprouted, it was this beautiful golden color, but something had happened where I was going through a lot of different changes in my life back in June, so I wasn't able to give TJ the best care for about 2 weeks, and I wasn't able to get TJ direct sunlight, which I didn't realize he needed at the time, so a lot of his brothers died off. So this is TJ, it's my fern, and he's healthy and unhealthy at the same time. I literally had so many like troubles with my fern. I'm trying my best to take care of it. Without the sunlight, he wilts really fast, but with the sun, he's still kind of wilting and dying, and I don't know what to do to fix it. And I don't know, I think my neighbors messed up the bulb here. You see there's a healthy one right there and right there, but it's dying over there, and it makes me very sad. Every time TJ grows, part of him dies. It's so strange. I just wanted to show you guys, like, you know, a little bit about me trying to be a plant mom and take care of plants and everything. Like, I'm doing my best. And so that's why in the photo I just showed, there's only 1 or 2 marigolds that actually bloom, because all of the other stems were pretty much dead, and it was my fault. And I have to tell you guys, as a plant mom, like helping something grow and then seeing it die in front of you, like the pain that I felt, I was very discouraged. And eventually, like, my marigold began to die. The thing about marigolds is that they're annuals and not perennials, and you just have to keep replanting them. The plant was so weak that I had to like tie a stick. Here, I'll show you guys. Tie a stick to it to keep it up. This is the old marigold that died. But you see all this green inside the bucket? That is because once TJ bloomed and I saw it was a marigold, I had hope. I was like, okay, great. I can just buy more marigold seeds and plant them and try again. Before it actually officially died, I had purchased some marigold seeds from Amazon, and I planted like 13 or so seeds in this pot. And as the little green sprouts were starting to like pop up, TJ was actually dying. I saw this as TJ being reborn. Now I know what type of plant it is. The only thing is TJ is not really an indoor plant. In the evenings and at night, I leave TJ inside, and then whenever I'm going to work, I put TJ outside. Before I go to work or when I wake up, I put TJ outside, give him some water, and then let him sit out in the sun all day. I've found that direct sunlight has worked the best for this plant. So this is TJ. I guess I can say he's 2 months old, I would say, about 2 months, because the old marigolds died. I have so many more seeds, so when these go, I will replant them. But I'm thinking by Thanksgiving, my marigolds will be in full bloom, and I'm super excited about that. So that's that. Now let's talk about my vine plant again, you guys. I already put TJ in a pot. I've been watering him, taking care of this plant like it's my baby, but I've been very neglectful of the vine plant. As I just said, I've had this vine plant over a year now, and it's been living fine with like very little sunlight and all this water. It's been fine. Like, it's been growing. It grows across my table now. She's like alive. She doesn't seem to care that I haven't been so hands-on. I want your guys' opinions on what I should name her. I named TJ, which stands for Taivy Jr., but in my mind TJ's a boy. I don't know why, but just make a lot of sense for me, and my friends refer to TJ as a him naturally. We've made the marigold more masculine, and then the vine plant is more female, but I don't have a name for her. And I realized the reason why I take such good care of TJ is because TJ has a name, and it's really good to name your plants because it psychologically makes you think of them as people, and you give them the same treatment that you would your pet or your family or your siblings or your kids. You make sure they have their nourishment, you make sure they have their soil, you make sure they have equipment that fits them comfortably, that they're in a good spot, that they're aesthetically pleasing. You can really tell what your plants need because your plants will talk to you. TJ was very, very clear about needing sunlight, because when he was a little bean and he was growing, he would reach towards the sun immediately. It was like he was growing so fast. And I realized TJ liked the sun, and when I wasn't able to keep TJ directly in the sun for about a week or two, where I was staying with my friend, he started to decay from the inside. He was really cramped in a previous pot I was using, and I felt so bad. I've had my vine plant way longer than I've had my marigold, but I never named her. I was hoping to get your guys' opinions on some name suggestions so I can give her a nice beautiful name that complements how beautiful she is, and I really hope that that's gonna help me be more focused on taking care of her. I don't feel like my vine plant is unhealthy or dying. It's really strong. She's doing great. I just feel guilty when I walk past my vine plant. Like, I don't spend a lot of time with her, so I spend so much more time with TJ. I pick him up every day, I put him down, like I water him, I check and see how he's growing, like I speak to TJ, like I do a lot more. I have some names here. I'm gonna list them and put them on the screen, but I'm gonna name like a couple of names I like on here, and you guys let me know what you think. Dahlia, Flora, Hazel, Olive, Zella, Faye, Bella, Evie or Ivy, Sorrel, Juna, or Jade. So those are the names that I'm thinking about giving my vine plant. All those names are very pretty. I'm trying to think which one I like the most. I like Ivy, I like Jade. I think Olive is a really, really good name too. Let me know in the comments what name you guys think I should give my vine plant. Super long vine plant, what I should name her. And the second thing I want you guys to help me with is picking out a pot for her. So I want to buy a really big pot, probably a little bit bigger than TJ's, because she's clearly has a lot. Like, you guys have no idea. Like, I'm gonna lightly lift her. There's so much here, you guys. So I'm gonna get a big pot, like the one that can hang, so that eventually I can hang her. I want you guys to look at these options I'm gonna put up on the screen now. So just let me know which one of the pots you guys think I should buy for her, as well as the name I should give her. And I'll feel like a more complete plant mom. Also, let me know in the comments if you guys have any tips for indoor vine plants or if you think I'm doing fine. Okay, well that is all that I have for today's video. I'm super excited to give you guys some more plant mom videos in the future, and I'm looking forward to seeing TJ when he finally blooms. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you do that now and hit that bell so you never miss a day when I post. I just want to thank you guys so much for the consistent support and love, and I can't wait to see you guys in our next video. Bye!